Fox is in total free fall right now. They don't know what to do with Vice President Kamala Harris soaring ahead in the polls and Donald Trump having a bigger meltdown than the previous day each and every day. So here is Laura Ingraham trying to help Donald Trump out, and she accuses Vice President Kamala Harris and other media networks of running a propaganda ring together. Really, Laura Ingraham? You're not looking in the mirror? Here, play this clip.
But we're not living in normal times. We have hardcore propagandists burrowed deep into every corporate media outlet out there. So they're not really reporters, they're repeaters of left-wing dogma.
And this is what Fox was going with last night. And again, you see that they are just totally crumbling as their talking points don't even make any sense. Here is Sean Hannity saying that Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign is all built on lies and disinformation. The whole thing is projection and confession. Here, play this clip.
You're a communications expert, and we see that this whole campaign is on a foundation of lying and propaganda and misinformation and deception, and they're not being who they truly are. Now, up to this point, they've gotten away with it. Now, the question is, how would the country react if they knew everything we're talking about regarding both Tim Walz and Kamala Harris? I think they would lose in a landslide. Now, the question is, how do you get that information out? That's your area of expertise.
Oh, you have to bring in Miss Alternative Facts. Bring in Kellyanne Conway, who says, oh, now the media is just saying how pretty and smart and intelligent Vice President Kamala Harris is. We hear it every day. Here, play this clip.
And our fears are real, that left to our own devices, Kamala Harris is just one big old blind date. And everybody's making her whatever they need her to be. She's so good looking. She's so smart. She's so wealthy. She's so funny. She's close to her mom. She goes on really cool vacation. She'll never break your heart. Everybody's making her what they need her to be. She is defined. To define her is to deter her.
All right, that didn't work. Miss Alternative Facts didn't work. All right, bring in Jeanine Pirro. Let's see what Jeanine Pirro has to say. And she goes, I wonder if world leaders are going to be thinking, should I be afraid of Vice President Kamala Harris? Hey, Jeanine, guess what? Donald Trump's afraid of her. Here, play this clip.
He is not someone who is capable. Kellyanne talked about Afghanistan. I can't imagine her sitting in a room with any of the world leaders without them looking at her and saying, should I be afraid of this woman? Really? What?
All right, so you went through Ingraham, you went through Hannity, you went through Kellyanne Conway, you went through Jeanine Pirro. All right, Fox, you're going to have to bring out the big guns now. Why don't you bring out Mike Huckabee, Sarah Huckabee Sanders' dad, Mike Huckabee, and let's watch him conflate one semester at ROTC with 24 years of military service by Governor Walz. Have you no shame, Mike Huckabee? Here, play this clip.
This is about a man who has trouble with the truth. I don't denigrate his service. I'm grateful he served in the National Guard, and it was honorable without him having to embellish it. Sean, I was in the ROTC for one semester in college, but it was 6 months after the draft ended. They were trying to get people out of the Army, not in. The sergeant told me, he said, son, we wouldn't take you no matter how bad you wanted to come. Don't come back next semester. Now, I could have got up for the rest of my life and said, yes, when I was in the military, but that would have been really an affront to the people who did serve and who did things more than shoot a .22 in one semester of ROTC.
As a kid, I loved eating cereal, but as an adult, I don't want all that sugar, and most cereals don't give me the protein I need. Then I found Magic Spoon, a nostalgically delicious cereal that tastes just like my childhood favorites, but without the sugar and with a ton of protein. And if you're already a Magic Spoon fan like I am, I have big news. Magic Spoon has turned their super popular cereal into high protein treats that are light, crispy, and taste just like those classic crunchy cereal bars. Magic Spoon's brand brand new treats are so delicious and have already become my favorite before and after gym snack. Every serving of Magic Spoon cereal has 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs, so you can feel good about what you are eating. The most popular flavors are fruity and cocoa, and there's so many more. I love the cocoa ones. Magic Spoon's brand new treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 11 grams of protein on the go. And for the first time ever, Magic Spoon treats are available in grocery stores with delicious flavors like marshmallow and chocolate peanut butter. Chocolatey peanut butter. I personally love Magic Spoon's chocolatey peanut butter treats. I have one every morning to start the day off on the right foot, and I know you will love it as well. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/Meidas or look for Magic Spoon in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/Meidas, MEIDAS, for $5 off. Magic Spoon, hold on to the dream. magicspoon.com/Meidas. So then Fox has Nikki Haley on as a guest, and Nikki Haley says, look, one of the big problems here is that, Trump really needs to be, I guess not acting like Donald Trump. Like, we all know this is who he is. Here, play this clip.
I think that's not happening now? Do you think that this campaign is floundering on that point?
I want this campaign to win. But the campaign is not going to win talking about crowd sizes. It's not going to win talking about what race Kamala Harris is. It's not going to win talking about whether she's dumb. You can't win on those things. The American people are smart. Treat them like they're smart.
Okay. Next, you got Larry Kudlow, who actually worked for Donald Trump. Larry Kudlow said he watched Donald Trump and Elon Musk in that interview. He said they were on message. It was a great interview for Donald Trump. Here, play this clip.
The good news is Mr. Trump was on message, reminding people of his substantive, successful policies. In other words, full of insights, not insults. A good day's work, wouldn't you say, folks? And
really, Larry, you think that was a good interview? This is what Donald Trump said during the interview. Here, play the clip.
I may be a craven little coward, but I'm a greedy craven little coward.
Oh, wait, sorry, that was Daffy Duck. Here, this was Donald Trump from the interview saying that Time magazine is portraying Vice President Kamala Harris in a drawing on their front cover so that she looks like Melania. But Donald Trump says that that's not what Camilla looks like. What, comparing Vice President Kamala Harris to your wife and you're calling her Camilla? I don't even know what you're even talking about. Here, play this clip.
And actually, she looked very much like our great First Lady, Melania. She didn't look like Camilla. That's right. But of course, she's a beautiful woman. So we'll leave it at that, right?
Also, throughout the day, you have the Fox hosts saying how they're angry at the whole idea of brat summer. They're really pissed off because Donald Trump wants them to be at the Time cover of Vice President Kamala Harris. Their Fuhrer tells them you got to be mad at that. So they're mad at that. And then here you have Laura Ingraham also pushing this talking point. She goes, and Vice President Kamala Harris, she's not speaking with the press and she can't even have a conversation. Here, play this clip.
Truth is, Democrats replaced a candidate who is senile with a candidate who is actually incapable of having a coherent discussion of economics, micro or macro, or foreign policy, or trade, or pretty much anything that is substantive when it has to do with politics.
Okay, by the way, Vice President Kamala Harris has consistently been talking to the press. She's been answering questions. I guess because she's not saying Hannibal Lecter or being electrocuted or eaten by sharks or any of the weird things that Donald Trump says. So maybe that doesn't register. But here's from a few days ago when Vice President Kamala Harris answered questions normally, rationally, thoughtfully. How about those things, Laura Ingraham? Here, just play this clip of Vice President Kamala Harris the other day. Play this clip.
When can we expect you to roll out your policy platform?
Next week, and it'll be focused on the economy and what we need to do to bring down costs and also strengthen the economy overall.
Can you give us a sense of... Do you have any reaction to the Israeli strike in Gaza today that killed at least 80 people? That's the death.
Yet again, there are far too many civilians who have been killed. I mean, Israel has a right to go after the terrorists that are Hamas, but as I have said many, many times, they also have, I believe, an important responsibility to avoid civilian casualties.
Madam Vice President, you've been saying that since October 7th, and that has been the administration's policy for many, many months now, as tens of thousands of civilians have been killed. I mean, there are people who are asking for limitations on arms to Israel, any kind of change. What do you say to those folks who are looking for more than we should look out for civilians?
Well, look, first and foremost, and the president and I have been working around this around the clock, we need to get the hostages out. We need a hostage deal and we need a ceasefire. And I can't stress that strongly enough. It needs to get done. The deal needs to get done, and it needs to get done now.
On economy, I know you're going to speak about that this coming week. Yeah. Can you give us a sense on what your view is on the Fed and independence of the Fed? President Trump weighed in on that list last week and said he thought he should have some say in the Fed's decisions.
I couldn't disagree more strongly. The Fed is an independent entity, and as president, I would never interfere in the decisions that the Fed makes.
And what's your take on their policies right now? There was some concern last week as the market fell that there might be a recession coming. What's your view on that? Well, as we know, there was some turbulence this week, but it seems to have settled itself, and we'll see what the decisions they make next. And I hear about them about the same time you do. Sure. Yeah.
Do you know what day you will roll out?
Have you started your convention
speech? Thank you. Thanks.
Here, Laura Ingraham reacts. She's like, "Why are people liking these comics for Kamala? Really? She's like, this is horrible." Here, play this clip.
Celebs. It's all about grooving with the giggler. It's a national nonstop dance party, y'all.
Just remember, like, they're just trying to take away our joy. Don't let them take away our joy. Please don't let them take away our joy. Let's just go to a kind of rational world. Here's Tara Setmayer on CNN, former leader in the Lincoln Project. Great political strategist. Here's what she has to say. Play the clip.
Said something about being phony.
Let me let Tara finish her point, and then I want to say something.
This is a talking point that is really rich coming from Trump supporters, given that Donald Trump's entire existence is phony. Okay, he even he has a phony tan. He has phony hair. He has phony gold in his resorts. Everything about Donald Trump is fake and phony, and yet they're going to try to use that against Kamala Harris and Democrats on issues.
Kamala said she wanted to do.
And here is Sean Fain from United Auto Workers president. Sean Fain on CNN. Here's what he had to say. Play this clip.
Hey, thanks for having us, Caitlin. Look, this is it's just more of Donald Trump and who he is. This is the corporate America playbook, the billionaire playbook. They thumb their nose at labor law, and there's got to come a reckoning in this country where the billionaires and the corporate class and employers are held accountable when they break the law. It is federal law that workers have a right to strike, and you cannot be fired for striking. And, Donald Trump thumbs his nose at the law. I mean, there's another theme coming out. I call Donald Trump a scab because that's what he is. But, there's been the word thrown around here recently about weird. And you know what? That ticket is just completely weird. If you listen to Trump and Musk, how they laugh about how Musk fires people and how Donald Trump loves to talk about his favorite two words, "you're fired." I mean, who enjoys that? Who takes pride in firing workers? And that's the problem here. This is a whose side are you on moment. That's what this election's about. And we know who Donald Trump stands with. He stands for the billionaire class and the wealthy. And Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, they're one of us. They're working class people. And they're going to stand up for working class people. And it's a very clear-cut election for us on whose side we're on.
Well, there you have it, folks. Another meltdown by Fox. Tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers. We're almost at 3 million subscribers. Hey, it's free to subscribe. I think we can get to 3 million in August. What about you? Hit subscribe. Let's get there together.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.